Now, Indian hockey coach Michael Nobbs has been sacked after a string of poor performances under his command. I remember the Aussie had returned home after Hockey India officials decided to terminate his contract, and Hockey India has said that a series of poor results prompted this decision.
Radhika on the phone line with us with more details on this big news coming out of the sporting arena. Radhika, perhaps he had it coming. Calls for his ouster had been growing, especially after the poor performance we'd seen in the Netherlands as well. Okay, I think we've got Viren on the phone line with us as well, Deepthi. Viren, perhaps the calls for his ouster had been growing and it's finally come down to this.
Well, certainly it seems like that's been the case. Michael Nobbs has been a man who's been under the gun, especially after India's disastrous campaign at the London Olympics, where India finished last, something India has not had a sort of a result that India has never seen before. And certainly that is one of the reasons that has prompted this decision. Hockey India was hoping that the results would turn around, that Nobbs' plan to change things would finally work with Indian hockey, but it seems that it certainly hasn't. The losses for India, even in the World League, has cost Nobbs his job. He's finally been sacked as a coach. Hockey India defended him vehemently, despite all the poor results. But it seems that they have finally run out of patience with Michael Nobbs.
Viren, and that's right. You know, in fact, we've heard a lot of former players also would come forward, and in fact, we're asking for marching orders now to be given to him.
Well, absolutely. We've heard of a lot of former players who were very unhappy with the way that this issue was being handled with the tenure of Michael Nobbs. He came under a lot of fire, as I said, for that performance at the London Olympics, where India did finish last, and certainly even this performance at the World League that was held in Netherlands, where India really failed to leave its mark, and which leaves now India's chances of qualifying for the World Cup in doubt. They have to qualify from the Asian Cup, which will be held soon. But certainly the performances of Indian hockey haven't been great under Michael Nobbs. Something that Hockey India hoped he would fix, but certainly seems that all his efforts have not come to fruition.
So, Viren, what exactly happens next? Nobbs has been sacked. Who's in contention? How do things move forward from this point onwards?
Well, certainly now it rests with Hockey India, with the Sports Authority of India, as well as the performance director of Hockey India, which is Roland Altmans, who will be deciding who the future coach of Indian hockey will be. They certainly have to take stock of the situation, because they don't want to get into a situation where India does slip further in the rankings. India already sits in a rather lowly position in the rankings, below the top 10, which certainly isn't great for a sport that we consider our national game. Certainly doesn't bode well for Indian hockey.